start talking about it. Yeah, I see what you mean. Like Fujimoto, he when he's making characters, he just he gets what he needs to get going for him. It gives you a few beats with them, and then um sort of moves it along. I think I think in that regard, sort of Asamitaka was kind of a departure from his usual writing style, right? To introduce a new character and to really spend a long portion of the story building up their all of their, psychology and history and uh worldview was
Yeah,
kind of he didn't do that with most of the characters in part one. Maybe like a little bit, a really extended version of what he did with Aki, basically.
yeah. Definitely, he recognized that it's a hard sell to just switch characters, so he really needs to hone in on him.
Dude, that's still so crazy to me that I did that. Will we ever switch back? Everyone is clamoring to switch back. Where is Asami Taka? We will discuss that today on the Public Safety Special Broadcast. That's right, we are back with the
Whee!
chapter discussions, the bi-weekly chapter discussions, or weekly. Who knows? We'll see. We'll talk about that. Uh,
Fujimoto scheduling right here.
I love it. He's just balling out of control. But we'll get to that. For now, welcome back to another episode. I am joined here today by two fantastic guests. Let's all go around and introduce ourselves, give your name, age, and devil contract. I am, of course, your host, Secret Doves, Public Safety, uh, Communications Division 18 Vice Captain, age 33. And of course, my contract is with the War Devil. Moving on, Fizzy. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Fizzy Breezy, an artist on Twitter. I am glad to be back right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have a new contract now. It's no longer the Chase Devil. It is now the Sleep Devil because I am having a lot of insomnia and nightmares.
That's
this
terrifying.
it's terrible. I can't sleep.
That is actually so scary. I've definitely been there. Well, hopefully, the sleep devil doesn't give you too much trouble as you're working together. Uh, uh Spy. As for here, what do we introduce yourself? Hmm?
Oh, I forgot my mic was muted.
Yes.
um, hello, my name's Spaghetti. I'm from Twitter. I'm 17 years old, and my previous TV canceled their contract, so now I'm just
Oh, the contracts are over. He's contract. He's a free agent.
It's free.
the jokes devil. I'm a jokester now.
Jokester.
The
There we
Joke
go.
Devil.
Joke
Oh
devil.
no, that's
Not the
probably the
scariest.
strongest devil.
Yeah, not the scariest, not the strongest, but you know what? Probably pretty fun. Probably pretty nice to have around. You know what I mean? Good at parties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think something that's unsaid about devils though in this universe is that the name still holds power even if they're not scary. Like the
Yes.
name itself is a very strong concept,
Yes,
but
we
they're
have the
not very
chicken
scary.
devil in
Yeah.
part two. Well, shout out to Bucky. Bucky Nation, rise up. We will return. Bucky will come back.
yeah.
That's the
In
real
a
thing.
way,
Bucky will work together with Famine. It's like no more chicken for you.
not but actually, I think Bucky will come in a back in a way or another. Like not
Really?
exactly him.
Yes, dude, I
But
love
I
it.
feel like, but I feel like Fujimoto will go full circle back with him. You know?
Bucky will
Hmm.
replace Asa.
They're gonna have it's gonna be like Denji power scene, but with Asa and Bucky. Gotta come.
I
Yeah.
can't imagine how that's gonna go.
It's so stupid.
Bucky's like, yeah, you've been stepping on me the entire time in your dreams. It was so annoying, bro.
It's terrible. But you know what was not terrible? Chapter 152 of Chainsaw Man. Massage. Ooh.
I
Oh
saw it.
God! All right, let's just get into the chapter. Let's just talk about this. This was I this was one of the better chapters of part two right now. I think.
It's definitely a turning point and amazing. All the build up has paid off.
Yeah, I feel like well, one thing let's just start off at the top because we have some discussion about this. I feel like the art style is coming together in this one. Like
Yeah,
whatever he's doing to try and like be faster on the production side, he's like
I
getting
agree.
together.
I ac- I actually think about the action people are complaining about. Uh, I actually think that the art in the chapter conveys better than point than it would if it was acting like people expected it to be, for example. And
Mm,
see that. Yeah,
like the scratchiness and nonsensical, all that, I feel like, well, it really was all I expected from Denji's combat from the beginning, so I'm kind of biased, you know? But like,
yeah. It's I mean it definitely fits with the this point in the story with how like chaotic and messy it was. I mean he also I think it's supposed to be a little uh what like people were talking about, oh, it's so hard to tell what's going on in this scene, but like, the whole thing with like whose torso is who and whose legs is who, I think that's kind of intentional.
yeah.
Like
I
if
think
you
it's
want to,
intended, but I also think like one of the weaknesses of this current art style is that in comparison to his like part one is basically it's kind of hard to tell the foreground and background sometimes.
mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
think because of the lack of like very specific types of shading, like very dark darks or that kind of stuff. So it's like
yeah,
sometimes it's just like where does the background start? Where does the foreground start? But the
yeah,
drawings themselves are pretty cool. Like I think it's just like if Fujimoto is going to work on something, I think he needs to work on the distinguishing elements of the foreground and background more.
I I actually think the action being so confusing had well been a part of Chainsaw Man. I remember in early part one there was people complaining that Denji's fight with Cockroach, for example, was hard to read and etc. You know?
Mm,
And
yeah.
going
It's
back into part one when I first read as well, I had problems reading because I was reading in black and white. It's easier to read in color, for example. But
mm,
I think his always had that problem.
yeah. I mean the action with the other major action we've had is in the Falling Devil, and it's also not like it's not exactly you know he said it himself. Action, motion kind of stuff is not his strong suit. He tends to, I mean, that's where the action moments are where you'll find his most experimental paneling.
yeah,
He tends to lean into that to sort of make up for the fact that the spatial details and the exact timing sequencing of everything is maybe a little hard to process. I thought this one was actually relatively good in that regard. It didn't take that long
I
for
think it's
me to
quite easy to follow, to be honest.
what's happening. But it is like each individual panels are kind of a blur, but I do think that's important. Like that is definitely something he wanted to do because he added like he was going crazy on the motion lines.
There's
Like
so many speed lines,
yeah, speed lines everywhere. He really just wants it to be that
smears.
cloud, like just to feel, you know, absolutely chaotic visual experience, which it definitely is. It definitely is, and it definitely looks fucking sick. Oh my god, all these
I
panels, so
And
I
all the
agree.
hybrids as well. Oh, they're such good designs.
I know. Their hybrids
I think,
are fighting. Fuck yes, dude.
yeah, I
Let's go.
think
Uh,
Spaghetti wanted to say something.
yeah.
Ah, I forgot.
Sorry.
He's getting, he got lost in the hype, dude. It's really good.
Oh, we got whip action, got spear action, but no mirror action.
Yeah, this is one thing I want to say. He keeps doing this like like tokusatsu, like Kamen Rider type,
It does feel like tokusatsu, like Kamen Rider. Yeah.
where like Denji's eating whip and or Denji's eating spear, and then whip like goes to hit him, and then when the whip lands, he's just gone. That's such like a fucking Ultraman type move. It's like,
Yeah.
where'd he go?
Oh yeah, the scene before they start fighting as well, where like it's a close up of Denji with the other hybrids in the background. It's such a good like
Yes,
panel, like page.
I love
The
that. I feel like
detailing. Oh, I miss that. I miss the detail. Chainsaw Man.
I feel like $1,000,000. Yeah, those we got a few really nice detailed pages on them. The last page, the first
I
page
feel
feels
I
like
feel like the reason why the details are back is that Fujimoto put down the pressure on the pen, like people say, you know.
yeah, yeah, like I don't know what I don't know what his thought process is with that one. You know what I mean? Like why
It's just being economical, really. It's like he's
yeah,
not really going through the lines and making sure the pressure is
right.
all correct, that kind of stuff, which does take a lot of time. Which is what I'm currently doing. This comic I'm working on, and it's
Yeah,
like
I wanted to ask.
getting the line weight and everything right. I'm dying. Like what was supposed to take a week has been taking like 3 weeks now because I'm just not used to it.
I see, I see. So it does take a while to like adjust all the line weights, because right now it seems like he's doing basically like one pass for everything,
Yeah,
more or less. Which I mean, whatever, dude. I think it still mostly
especially the
looks
later pages here. The later pages, like the one with Mary, so good.
I
it mostly
think
yeah.
an underappreciated part of the last chapters is the work put into the fire, in the background, etc. It
I
looks sick.
know, dude. The fire on like the fire in the last 4 chapters is just like, what the fuck? And then the actual character art is like, okay, this is not looking so good. But what? Wow, dude. These
Now that you
fires is
pointed it out, it's so
crazy.
high definition. The background.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
least that at least the Changate in the last chapter, like the characters feel like more composed on the background, you know?
Yeah. I will say, I think a lot of these buildings are computer generated.
Oh yeah, the square buildings, very
The
3D
like
model asset looking.
the random buildings. They're either straight up renders or just like, traced over renders. But
One bit
um
about the action that I just noticed I really like is when Miri finally goes in. He's stepping on Whip, and you can see
yes,
Whip being so sad. Oh, I got stepped on.
you hear Whip going as he steps on her. Always got to get some comedy in the midst of the tragedy with Fujimoto. Whip does a fucking pratfall, dude. This fight's kind of fucking funny, actually.
The sound effects as well. Eep.
Okay, now that we've had our fun with the
Oh, I
high,
I uh recently I realized something actually. People think this chapter took 3 weeks to be made, but like I actually disagree because of something. You know the Portuguese translation?
Portuguese translator,
No.
no, I do not.
Well, you know how the English volumes take more time to produce because they are translated on onomatopoeias, you know?
Yeah, they're translating the sound effects and
Exactly.
drawing
Well,
it.
I noticed that the Portuguese translation of Chainsaw Man did that in the last chapter. It translated all the well, sound effects and everything.
Hmm.
Really?
So
Wow.
they
Yeah.
wow. So they took the time.
So
Yeah. So it was
they.
probably done a little while ago.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, like he probably just took a break early because
Well,
his
I think
current
it was
schedule and also New Year's.
yeah, I think it was just the timing of New Year's, right? Because he releases on Wednesdays in Japan. The Wednesday, there's like there was like the Wednesday of Christmas when we had a break, and that um that was what that's like right before the New Year's holidays, so he doesn't want to like make everybody stay in the office just to push out his one chapter, and then the week after that, everyone's just on break already. So that's why we had the two weeks of breaks in a row, just because it's the 2 weeks around there. And I think he's probably also in gotten into doing consult with Mappa on the anime, because that takes a lot of time for authors, at least at the beginning.
Yeah, yeah. What? Sorry, like I mean, in early part when the anime was still running and therefore still in production, there was also the constant week breaks like right now, you know?
Right. Yeah, so we'll probably see that for a while. I mean, I don't really mind. People have been talking about Chainsaw Man going monthly for a while now, which I won't
Uh,
like. I want to remind everybody, okay, that like a monthly manga is like 30 pages, 30 to
It's gonna
40
take
pages
forever.
a month, and we're currently getting 30 to 40 pages a month, so it'd be
like
about the same amount.
people actually want a monthly manga, but with 50-page each chapter, you know? Like at
Yeah,
that point, it may as well just do weekly, it's the same thing,
right.
no?
It's right now we're getting basically a monthly manga amount of chapters. I mean, monthly manga is about half as much as a weekly manga, page wise. Which
And also, if you've been around and watched or read a lot of manga with mangaka characters, I think most of these mangas have like monthly or like every 2 months release schedule, and they're always out of time.
no, yeah, it's
There's
still it's not a panacea to it. I think the best model is ultimately Ishida's, where there's no set um there's no set deadlines as long as you are actually continue to make the stuff, you know?
Don't,
yeah,
I've heard, I have heard that Ishida don't have assistants, no?
No, yeah, he does it all himself too. I don't know why he doesn't want assistance. I think he doesn't. I don't
what's
think
Ishi? What work does Ishida work on?
Trojan X. I mean, this is
Oh,
the
okay.
yeah, Trojan
Is it the Tokyo person?
Ghoul.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
They don't have assistants. That's insane.
I don't think he likes the assistant system, which is fair. We were talking about it a little bit, but I mean, the whole assistant architecture of the industry is actual garbage, trash,
Yeah,
like
I
evil
mean, if they
shit.
have a flexible schedule, then that's good because then you get Togashi with his broken back.
Yeah, they don't have f- flexible schedules. I think the someone linked me like a posting that Lynn made for assistants, like a hiring post for assistants, and it was like you make $10 an hour and
Jeez,
you work like 50 hours a week, and that was in the ad. I was like, what the fuck?
I can't imagine. And then
And
you be trying to debut as a mangaka as well, so that's even more work.
yep, you have to submit your own manuscripts, work on your own manuscripts in the meantime. What meantime? But what, I don't know. You don't. There is no meantime, but I guess I don't know. For that reason, assistants have been dwindling. Like people just don't take the job because it's ass, and it's not like we live in the era where like illustrator jobs are like the amount of illustration jobs keeps going up. You know, AI
Yeah,
notwithstanding, but like
There's
gotcha games, ad design, all like any sort of like web design crap. Like you have skills to do illustration, you can get more than $10 an hour.
I I actually think that another part maybe that the criticisms to the work culture in Japan have got to them, you know? Like with all
Yeah.
the thing of MAPA employees leaving and announcing it and talking about how bad they were treated in there, it made me really realize that maybe they are really releasing their treating being treated in an inhuman way.
Yeah. It's like we were reaching the breaking point. I think so. I mean, we were already seeing like salaries are going up in Japan, which has not happened in a long time. So it seems like some things are shifting after COVID, but I think manga and anime are still they're they're stuck somehow. Something's got to give. So,
It's a lot
well,
of different layers stopping that from happening. Yeah,
yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot to it beyond that point, but we don't need to dive into the complexities of Japanese labor relation law.
as this is the
But
Chainsaw Man podcast,
yes,
where
okay,
labor law is everything.
yes, dude. We're bringing back Denji's Union Job song from chapter 7 or something. I forget which one.
Hell yeah.
But regardless, Fujimoto has his more relaxed, more flexible schedule where he can take weeks off if he wants to, which he's done. And yeah, I think it worked out this time. Looks pretty good. He's figuring out. He's getting a faster workflow together, faster, easier workflow. That's also nice. I'm always pro laziness as long as it still looks good enough. And this one, damn, it looked fucking sick. But enough about the looks. Let's talk about what
The
actually.
content.
Yeah, I was talking about the content of this chapter, man. I was putting it off. I was putting it off. Oh God. Oh, here we go,
I'm scared of
everybody.
the pain from the massage.
Oh, here we go. I mean, it was fucking great. This was a long time coming, right?
How many
Denji
chapters was it
flipping
since
out.
the last Chainsaw Man appearance?
Since the
Uh,
last, that's a good spy, yeah. Do you have to jump?
like it will be like 20 chapters actually.
Ooh,
Since
20.
last time 20 since the last time we saw him was
Falling.
in Fallen, in the last chapter of Fallen, which was 139, I think. Uh,
Mm,
and he appeared again, well, chapter 2 chapters ago, I think.
let's check this out. Well, 139. I think is that right?
No, 113, 13, 1, 1, 1.
131. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 131. Yep. 131.
Very much a long time coming.
152. Now that takes us, yes, 20 chapters of no Chainsaw Man. It has to
It's
be
almost an
long.
entire year.
Um. Hmm?
It's almost the entire year of no Chainsaw Man.
Not quite. 100. The
It
one.
was actually
Oh,
half a year.
yeah,
Yeah,
about 6 months, I think. 6 months, no Chainsaw Man. 20 chapters. Certainly the longest stretch in the story, I think, without Denji
and
change.
so worth it.
It was, yeah. I mean, this was a big moment for Denji. This is a big change, I think, for Denji's character. With which I don't know how people are gonna feel about that. Denji, has kind of was always kind of like the reliable core of the story, even all the way to the end of part 1, right? Like there was still something recognizable there, and now, you know, it's still Denji, but something has shifted. It's very interesting.
Yeah, the past few months of basically like trying to outline what kind of person he has become and what's going on with his life has basically culminated into what was essentially before this ecstasy every time we see Chainsaw Man to a very conflicting appearance. Like, even though we know that Denji is not a hero, as in like he doesn't see himself as a hero that does heroic things, he still is perceived as one and does very heroic actions despite him not being one.
Yeah, I mean, he saved the cat, saved Asa. He defeated the darkness
Yeah,
devil.
he himself has said that he doesn't do things for some grand reasoning. He just does it because he feels like it. and we never
Well,
question his
why?
heroicness.
Okay, why was he doing stuff for? This is the thing to me because all this time, like all this time, like in public safety, Denji was fighting because he had to, right? Like they would just point him, they just point him over here and say go, and then he just had to do it. Uh, and then at the start of part two, he's sort of doing it for funsies. Like it's like,
Oh, a hero has a hobby.
yeah, he's just. I mean, he's trying to get chicks. He's. It's like being in a rock band for him. You know what I mean?
It's it's actually interesting, because despite his entire fame being destroyed, people thinking that was his main reason to be Chainsaw Man, he's still choosing to be simply because it brings him joy. Outside of the fame, outside of
Yes.
his objective,
Yes.
like only being Chainsaw Man really is what brings joy to him.
Yes. This is Denji's moment of realization a little bit that um I mean that's what happens in 151, right? Uh
Yeah.
Denji's moment of realization that this is what he wants to do. Waving goodbye to Pochita. Like here I go, buddy. Pochi's like, there you go, do your thing. Uh like this is I I I don't want to be Chainsaw Man because of some goal that I'm chasing after. That's just what I want to be. This is me now. I am Chainsaw Man. Let's fucking go. And
You think like in the future, as in like the future chapters, they'll be trying to like see what being Chainsaw Man actually means for Denji. Because
mm,
right now it's quite vague. It's just like I want to be Chainsaw Man, and there's like scenes here and there where like you can see in the karaoke that he enjoys hurting people, basically, as
yeah,
Naruto has said. And
right.
like, what does it entail to be Chainsaw Man now? Because before this, he was basically playing hero because he wants to get chicks, wants to get recognition, and before that to get a paycheck. And now,
Right.
without anything else, why is he Chainsaw Man?
Well, let's look into it. All right, let's talk about this. In the
Uh,
midst of that, let's talk a little about what it goes down with Nayuta, right?
oh, I I think it's interesting how, first of all, she wanted to be Denji to be Chainsaw Man since the Fallen arc. She wanted to see him be Chainsaw Man and kill demons and all, you know? And even through this arc, she wanted him to be happy in that way. But when she came to it, she realized how to say it. Um,
I think.
she saw
Sorry.
him going too far.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No, no, continue. Hmm.
yeah. I think this kind of highlights that Naruto isn't as selfish as she lets out to be in the like
mm,
2 chapters ago.
yeah,
Because in
yeah,
2 chapters it shows her devilish nature, but then we see that she's always supporting what Denji wants. Like
right.
when Denji was still playing hero, she supports go Nichan, be Chainsaw Man.
Yes, yes, yes. She wants her
And when
happy.
he gave
But
up that to protect her, she's like, okay, let's protect our normal life. And she's still in that mindset where like, okay, we're still protecting that normal life, even though it's public flames.
yeah, she's really just trying to hold on to her bond with Denji against everything else, right? It's like the one thing. I mean, this is the Control Devil's, ancient dream, right? This is her finally, after who knows, millennia or whatever. She
She just wants Denji to be happy. Like, that's an actually interesting contrast to her previous incarnation, Makima.
yes, who hated
Despite
Denji.
Yeah,
It's
she
like
hated Denji and doesn't even care about what Pochita wants. She just wants what she wants, basically.
yes, exactly. We, but the, you know, I okay. I've heard people talk about that, like oh, Naita's now like the government's gonna get their hands on her, and it's gonna be Makima again because of this chapter. I think we're
I don't think so.
we're way beyond that point, right? She's got to be in what, like fifth grade, sixth grade, or something like that. You know.
I think this chapter kind of highlights that she won't be like that
Yeah,
because
and
she's still
right,
holding on to that normal life thing, even though it's gone. And Denji wants to be Chainsaw Man now. She's still trying to protect him.
right. She has developed pretty much into a coherent person in there who cares a lot
Yeah,
about at
she's
least
not
what.
like mindless in that. Oh, Denji wants this, so I'm gonna support him. She's actually like, oh, even though Denji wants to be Chainsaw Man right now, I'm not gonna let him do this because this seems bad for him right now.
Yes, and was okay. What's your take on it? Was this bad? Was this good? Was Denji based? Is he evil? You know what I mean? What's going on?
I actually don't think this is weird for Denji. Like this is like how he always acts when he's Chainsaw Man. You know, like we saw him use the past arc it the falling devil after demising himself.
Yep.
Um in part one the thing he did, like he burned himself, he drowned himself, and he ate a person by cooking her through several days and weeks, you know?
Yeah.
Mm,
He's always been is insane. Like the thing people don't realize about Denji is that the identity he has as Chainsaw Man is different of him. It's part of him. It's like how he
Right.
gives off all his feelings and all the things he represents.
Right. I mean, since chapter one of Chainsaw Man, right? When he is going Chainsaw Man mode, he's like going insane, right? Like he's just like suddenly he's excited to chop up all the zombies who were putting him into debt, and then like the Eternity Devil, he's like going crazy in the pit, drinking blood for 3 days straight. Like he's kind of this chapter sort of renders the horror of that reality in more detail, sort of like changes the audience's perspective on it a little bit,
yeah,
and emphasizes the pain that goes into these fights, right? The fight versus Reze was also really violent, but Reze just like didn't care. Like, Aki cuts off her
Rizzy
arm.
was like having
Yeah,
the time of her life.
yeah,
She's laughing at
she was
him.
having fun too.
I actually been thinking about it and like I think an aspect both Dresse and Denji and well maybe the other favorites is that well with Denji in part one he was being used as a tool for killing by other people.
Hmm.
This has been ever since his childhood and has been heavily hurting his sense of empathy for other people. Killing devils all his life has made him like that. In part one discontinued and we see in part two that he just don't care about other people anymore.
Yeah.
He being treated as a tool has dehumanized him. And I think that's exactly what happened to Reze too. Her
Yeah,
war
yeah,
life,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yes.
So this
Yeah.
means Rizzy's coming back, right?
oh yeah, she's definitely coming
I
back.
mean, Reze is definitely coming back. She could be back next week. Where is Jake Jones to call out Reze coming back next week? Shout out to Jake Jones. I think he'll rest up, brother. Um,
Damn that COVID.
dude, I think it got me last week. I'm not sure, but I think it took me down. I was like with
I do
some.
like in this chapter, um, there's a lot of bystanders. Like Fujimoto made it a point that everyone's reacting to this. The hybrids, the other guys, Nayuta, their faces
Shout
are
out,
all over the place.
yeah, middle-aged woman who grabbed Naruto. Everyone was giving her props.
I I think it's interesting how Fumiko just fell on the ground on the first page and did absolutely nothing through the whole thing. like
I mean, I feel like a lot of
She's a
time is
trained.
not a lot of time has passed
Oh
between
my
the two actions.
god. Oh fuck. That's so fucking funny.
Like maybe try to reach out to Denji or help the youth, no? Or at least no,
No,
nothing. She
wait,
just stands there watching.
maybe she ran to get Yoshida, you know what I mean? She's not even watching. You didn't even see her. I mean, maybe she went to do something. You know what I mean? Like,
Next chapter,
Maybe,
Fumiko go up.
but
finally, Fumiko
but
voted soon. Ugh.
I, I actually feel like Yoshida, well, will be still busy with Asa. Like he just retreated to attack her with more support. I feel like he won't. Because, well, he has to, like violence in part one.
I mean,
It's his
yeah,
job.
public safety's got to do something about the War Devil, or at least, they got to try. But like, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I I wonder about it because Yoshida went alone, right?
Yeah,
Like, he could have come with a team already. So I don't know why he would run
I
off
I
and be like,
think
"Hey, never mind, guys. We need to."
it
back."
might
like
be something that he actually has control over the operation to
Yeah,
capture war. So like he decided to make make it his own thing because
that's what
if
I'm
other people were there, it might go a way that he doesn't want it to be done.
right. I think he still
I
has that sympathy. He wanted to like. He didn't want to. He didn't want to take it all the way. He's like, no, no, I will handle Asamitaka. He's he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to
I
bring the full force of uh, public safety again. Still, sort of like trying to shield the people that he's gotten involved from the full consequences. But
I really feel like public safety has been dumb about Asa, because Akima definitely told them about the horsemen. There is no way she didn't tell them.
mm,
And they definitely know what Makima was
I
capable
don't
of.
think so.
So why did
I think she told
I
Ishibe, but I don't think other people knew.
I think the only people who would
I
know is
really
probably the higher
And
ups
she
and
didn't. Yeah,
the
she
prime
didn't
minister.
even.
I
Right.
mean there's the chief secretary,
Yeah, defense secretary as well.
Right.
Uh, also there's the guy that seems to be public safety big head, the guy that appeared to order the
The
hit
guy
on
with
us.
the soul patch,
Yeah, yeah.
straggler
Uh,
goatee thing going on.
People think he's new and all, but like after inspecting, uh, Makima was never the boss of public safety. She was just the chief secretary, personal devil hunter, and the leader of Division 4 and 5.
Yeah, she was never a big at
So,
all.
Well, uh, sh- I don't know if I would say that. Okay. This one might be a little bit of uh of a cultural cultural concept, but sort of like, or maybe like just a corporate world experience thing. But like, there are many times where an organization sort of is led in the middle. You know what I mean? Like the higher ups, they're all dumbasses.
Yeah,
So
I get you.
they shift all their responsibilities down to someone below them. They're like, "You take care of this," and they just tell that person to take care of it, and that person ends up taking care of everything. Especially if they're like Makua, and they're just like, "Yes, I will do it."
I mean, that's essentially what the part one was all about. It's all about her moving up into that position.
Right? She
Because when,
gradually
at the
gets
start, at the start she is basically a small, like
right. She's
like a
just
captain, basically.
right. It heads Division
I
4, but then when after the train attack, she gets a lot more authority than she had over Division 4, and it seems like the implication is as the story goes on, she just gets more and more centralized. Like she just centralizes power around her using her control ability until she runs the entire organization effectively. She
uh
doesn't assume any
that
ranks, but she's I mean, she is the control devil, controlling everybody. So She's
that that actually will explain which has access to so many public safety hunters at
right,
the end of part one. You
right.
know,
She just got it. She got everybody wrapped up. It happens many times where someone in the middle ranks ends up consolidating power and overturning the organizational structure. So that was my read on what happened. I mean, we don't know because again, there's no details.
um, like I I I I agree, but like despite that, she still had this guy with the goatee power.
Yeah,
You know, so there is a big change. He knew all about her and
right.
well, how to manage it. After all, he has to keep an eye on her. He was lent Makima, a powerful deal by the government. He will know, you know?
I think
Right.
that guy is probably just at the same level as Makima, as in like his position in public safety. I don't think
Uh,
he's that bitch
Uh,
I think
bigger.
he's a
I don't know.
little bit above because he's
Commanding multiple divisions.
yeah,
yeah, and also
right,
authorizing operations and all that,
right,
you know?
right. He might be the head, the current head of public safety. I mean, God knows Kishibe's not doing that shit. Who knows what the fuck he's doing, dude? Literally, where is this guy?
Playing Farmville.
Yeah. What
And
is he doing, man?
every day, I'm more and more sure that he's on the run.
Or you
Like,
think he had to get out? Maybe.
I believe so because I still think that after part one, after attacking Makima, he was on the run,
I
you know?
just I just don't I just don't think Quan Chi is gonna be in public safety as Kishibe is not there, right? I just don't see it.
Maybe she's in public safety because Kishibe is not there.
Yeah, I don't know. Uh, the mystery of Kishibe's whereabouts remains still very confusing and upsetting because look at what's going on, dude. Look at what's happening while you're goofing off. The part,
What, what if
the part
what if he had what, what if he's actually on a vacation, you
yeah,
know? What if he's actually on Miami and like he just gets a call to help and they tell him the all that happened while he was Hong
yes,
Kong?
he's lost, dude. He went down to Guam. He's just hanging out with American
Let the
chicks.
man retire, man. He's like 50.
Yeah, man. He saved up all his PTO. You know, he's in
You know,
He
Maldives.
probably has the biggest savings account known to man.
another character that I'm totally confused about where are her whereabouts is really Rese because we know everything about every other event. And if she's not with the church, and if she's not with public safety, then what is she?
I don't think it really matters right now unless he brings it up.
It is true. I mean, back in the USSR, maybe back in the USSR.
Farming in Siberia.
All right, enough
I,
dancing around the issue. Is Denji evil? Is this evil Denji arc
I think
or
this is very selfish Denji art. So he's
selfish Denji arc?
because yeah, I think he's fulfilling his desire to be more selfish that at the end of part one.
Hmm.
And that's gonna
I
have
mean,
negative consequences because of I guess he just doesn't give a fuck what people think anymore.
Yeah, he's gone off the rails. I mean, one person ran off already, so this is what everyone's talking about for the next chapter. Someone ran off. Be like,
Yeah.
I
you know,
mean,
I mean the other dude
I thought
that
man
was
right
in
here.
front of the guy that ran off is calling public safety.
there's
Right.
also two public safety hunters wa- watching the whole thing, you know?
Yep. Yep.
They are there in the previous chapter. I think it all depends on what happens next. You know, they call people into head with them. You know,
I'm
Yeah.
more
it depends on because his behavior right now is common for him. He's always done it. But like, if he attacks humans and kills them, then it can be decided that it may be the actual lowest of lowest for him right now.
I don't think that's where his mind is at because he says like very explicitly, thanks to you guys, I get to be Chainsaw Man, and it's like so since you guys have come to like burn my house down and attack me.
And they're
Now I
very
get
clear cut villains, which I
it's
have
like,
no
oh great,
sympathy for.
you guys are here to fight me, which means I get to chainsaw you, which is what I want to do. It's like, yeah, we're fighting, that's great, and you burn my house, and that pissed me off. But like, mostly I'm hyped because like you are attacking me, so I get to kill you. Um, and which is wow, that's just Jesus Christ, Denji. But also, it's not like now I'm just crazy, angry, gonna kill everybody. You know, it's very
Yeah,
specific.
I don't think
Like,
he's gonna do that. I think he's just gonna be itching for a fight way more.
no, yeah, I mean, just more willing to jump off the gun.
Well, like yeah, but like if he has attacked by these hunters that will come after him, which I hope they are not regular hunters, but like
Hmm.
then he may have an excuse to attack them.
Right.
That is a possibility, yes,
I
because
mean,
they are itching for a fight, and he is in for a fight.
yeah, the devil is
Exactly.
the public safety, and it's not like this kid has much love for public safety. But that, I don't think he's probably a big fan of them. Um,
No, he definitely hates them now.
yeah.
That's bold. Like I've been thinking about, but I really don't feel like Chichibu will partaking all of this, especially in the putting cameras in his bedroom.
Yeah. Well, that's not a problem anymore. Uh,
Well, yeah.
All that footage gone.
all right.
They don't
Uh,
have cloud services back then.
yeah, they don't. Yeah, no backups on that one.
Yeah.
They probably get the tapes.
Something I'm curious about though is like now that a lot of people have seen him transform into Chainsaw Man, and we don't really know what they think outside of that one dude saying he's a Chainsaw Man wannabe, so he doesn't get to see the fight. I
Yeah,
wonder how many people would think this is the real Chainsaw Man, and also what the fuck's the fake Chainsaw Man doing right now? Because he revealed his face on
really?
TV.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
mean,
people think this is still fake. It's a very. It was very interesting because like the I thought back to it. This whole thing, like, it's kind of felt a little weird, the plot line thus far. Like, it's definitely made sense and fit together, but it's sort of like, why is it like this? And now it's like, it's very intricate thing of setting up this whole scenario where Denji can transform into Chainsaw Man, but people don't, people still don't think that that makes him Chainsaw Man. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
he's not him.
He's not him. It's not the real Chainsaw Man. Where is the real? Now you don't even know who the real
Oh,
Chainsaw
I
is.
think the next
you like,
chapter might be him realizing that and then hunt down for the fake Chainsaw Man.
I feel like at this point he doesn't care what other people think.
Yeah.
He just will do his own thing and maybe calm down the fake someone, but like at this point, everyone, well, a lot of people is fake someone,
Yeah.
so it's kind of pointless,
I
you know?
think I think I think the next chapter after the fight, the first thing we're gonna see is a gag from him. He's gonna do
Well,
something funny as
Oh,
fuck.
definitely. Like I remember Link saying that the World Family Burger thing was made to take a break after a long dark story because the story was getting way too dark.
secret
Fujimoto,
comedy
Did he
chap.
say that?
That would be so
yeah,
whiplash. I don't think so.
I didn't
I think
hear.
we need to go a little deeper before we get the jokes. Okay, before we get in fully into what we think's
But
happening,
that is a very Fujimoto thing to do though.
it would be
It's
it would
like we're gonna
be
get sicko mode, dark Denji, and then the first thing you see is just him doing the dumbest shit ever.
just like backflips and just doing crazy shit. That would be awesome. I do
He's
want
gonna
to
eat
talk.
ice cream.
Yeah, going on a date. You know, another date.
Kobeni's back. Kobeni's back next chapter.
Him and Yoru hit up a silly spot and have cute times. You know, what I mean? Something like that. I do want to talk about Miri in this chapter a little bit before we get to the end here. He doesn't have that many lines. He doesn't really say anything, but it is kind of a culmination of this first section of Miri's side in the story. What are you guys' just takes on Miri's character right here, right now? As
Well,
fucking
I want to point something out. Like in the second chapter, we see Miri, where he's at Denji's classroom. We see him getting a message by a girl. That's all.
Sorry,
there
what?
you go. There you go. Foreshadowing.
What did he say?
Miri gets a massage. There's a girl is giving him a massage.
Oh my god.
Other him are giving him a massage. Yeah, it's all.
Callbacks, man. Holy crap.
Wow. I don't think Miri wants. I think this is a little too much, Denji. This is too much on the chair.
This is definitely
Um,
gonna be the start of Mary's story though, because like I feel like the volume chapter, the volume cover, sorry, the volume cover of
right.
the last one is basically telling like a promise. It's like you're gonna get more of this, dude. Like we're
I
gonna
mean,
get more of this.
yeah, he's
Of course,
it's
I don't think any of the deliveries are gonna die right now.
no,
Oh, definitely not.
no,
People
no, no.
are like like people saw Sper be eaten, but like he only ate his face. He's completely fine. Besides that,
Yeah,
you know.
he has not been completely consumed, and we're the mechanics of all that. We still don't even know because Pochi didn't need eat anybody in part one either. That like on screen.
He ate some people when he went back to hell when describing his ability.
Yeah,
He ate
yeah.
some
We
devils.
saw we
Oh,
saw him eating a
he
devil.
was chewing on some folks. Yeah, what was forgotten? Who knows? I
Yeah,
forgot.
I thought that was like a flashback, but then when I reread it, it was like, oh no, that's actually happening. He's destroying some concepts right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, because of the scarf.
you get a little hungry, you destroy some concepts. It's what it is. We,
Yeah,
we all have
I do.
our weaknesses.
I do feel like that's probably in the what do you call it possibility in the next like arc or whatever
Yeah,
or this current arc
uh,
because like I feel like
I see that.
the waving goodbye to Pachita thing is like them becoming more in sync.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh,
I continue. No, no, no,
uh,
no. Fred.
in terms of Miri, I guess the big question is like, where does his character go from here? We're talking about where Denji's gonna go from here, but like, where like he's in deep, right? Like he's deep, deep in the cult apparently, because I
Yeah,
mean
he's very deep.
he, you know, I will say in Denji's defense a little bit here, he is technically fighting in self-defense. Like he
Yes.
just they goad him to turn into Chainsaw Man, so he does, and then they just immediately jump him. Like they just run at him. He
I mean,
does,
yeah.
which is like he's taking sadistic pleasure in it, but he's
Yeah, this
like
is self defense.
he's like, yeah, let's go then, but they're still coming at him. Like they're here to attack him for some reason. They want
I
him to
mean,
do this. I don't know.
I agree. Well, Denji is also going a bit too far. He's moving his chainsaws inside of Miri while he's there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's
Like
being sadistic.
that's part is as necessary as him torturing Katana Man back in part one when he's
He's
Like
just he's just cutting it up while fighting. I don't think it's like a torture thing or anything.
yeah, that was a little. Shit happens when you're fighting. I think Denji is a little bit reveling in the violence, but
Yeah,
I mean, it's hybrid fights, man. Like you do what you got to do. He
yeah.
learned from the best. Reze herself taught him everything, and
The imagery is so intimate though for both like the spear
yes,
and Miri fight. It's like
yes.
very much hugging. m- The
Oh
spear
yeah,
one looks like he's macking on him.
looks like they're getting in on there, dude.
Yeah.
It's very intimate. It's very physical. You really feel the physicality of it. It's also clear that the hybrids, once again, they thought they were just gonna, have their way. Didn't expect this, Didn't expect
Yeah.
Quanchi. Didn't expect Denji to be
Be
completely
him.
insane. Yeah, be him, you know. they're just not built up for this. You know, they don't have that.
Dude,
just remembering the power scaling that happened when they were first shown again, and then seeing this is so funny. It's like, I never believe in that power scaling stuff. They were frauds the first time I saw them.
Where was Bean Dealers? Man, Spear got a hit in. You know, I was thinking,
Yeah, and it's like
tries. He got a hit on Chainsaw Man, tries.
yes,
yeah.
He plays.
dude.
I feel like they felt like something about them felt like they were mostly like using their hybrid forms as a crutch. Well, Denji has been fighting the entire time, so he's
Yeah,
like really good at fighting.
yeah. What is? Yeah, Miri's whole pretty strong sword claim at the beginning not
Oh
looking
yeah,
great, dude.
I
PC
I touched
Nation.
this up a bit in the server, but like I do find it interesting that basically he's like the reverse Denji. He's very trusting of people. He
Mm,
is getting a lot of attention from the girls. He eats steak all the time. He and unlike Denji, who's been dubbed as Chainsaw Man by other people, he calls himself Sword Man.
yes,
He's
yes, yes, yes.
he's like
He,
everything that Denji wants to be, but also he's trying to be like Denji.
they want, you know, they want what the other one has, truly, for some reason, and yet they cannot come together because of their separate paths. Well, they're on a war path now. Where's that gonna go? Where do we say?
I I think it should be pointed out that now that George Avery is dead, they should easily be able to retrieve. Public safety should be able to retrieve
Hybrid.
them this time without complication, since Baren is also dead right
I'm
now.
not
Is
sure
he?
about that. Baron
I
is
know
still
that.
around. That's one of the biggest question marks in this chapter.
He's
Actually,
still
Baron's not shown even once.
there.
I mean, I saw him getting shot in the head, like in the forehead. I think he may be actually,
May-
inactive right
Maybe
now.
the bullet hit one of his tooth and it activated his
Maybe his
thing, so he
brain
revived.
dodged. You know. You know. You never know about that.
I mean, they were chopped up and they still managed to revive somehow. I don't think public safety was trying to revive them when they retrieved them.
In this chapter, Denji cuts his whole body in half, and he is still uh moving around, active. So
I mean,
And it's a
I
bit
mean,
different though.
I mean, yeah,
like, yeah,
you know, I
I
if
think like it's
I,
been pretty
back up,
well established that
it would
when
not
you
be shocking.
die, as in like a traditional human death would disable you because
I,
your thing is not working. Like you don't have a brain
I,
to move anything.
I actually think we'll see more of Baren, but he's dead right now, and more, less on
Hmm.
Baren comes back and more of Deji drams him to some cave and starts doing bad shit to him like he did to Katana Man because he's actually mad at Baren.
I could see. Yeah. I'm personally. I'm feeling the Barem comeback. Like this is my read. Is we got
I
like
have Baron socks.
uh
Buy your Baron socks
You
yeah,
what?
right now.
Barem sucks now. He's gonna turn the fight against Denji. We had our hero have his like monstrous moment of like, oh my god, he's going crazy. But it is also like a clean Denji dub in terms of like the fight, right? He just rolls everybody.
Yeah,
They can't even deal with it. And I Barem is definitely not a chump. We haven't seen him in action in part two, but in part one, he was probably the only one keeping up, even close.
yeah, he's like the fact that he masterminded. I don't feel like he was instructed to do this fake Chainsaw Man stuff. I feel like he masterminded it, which is probably leading to him like he is on another level,
Yeah,
basically.
and he
Uh,
did this before with the Three Stooges, right? Like he had them on the bottom floor running interference while he was on the top floor
Yeah.
trying to get Denji. And well, good distraction, guys. You wore him out. You set him over the edge. Time to light him up.
I actually think that, well, while Baron masterminded the most of it, Fami had to know all about it since she gave him the Fire Devil to work with all of this. So I feel like a part of this benefits Fami,
Yes.
but like for Nayuta, there's a lot of dialogues about her being angry, starving, etc. And I think that's not coincidence.
Uh,
Yeah,
And now that she doesn't have a home and all,
uh-huh.
she will be.
Oh, Naito gets captured. Okay,
I also
let's talk
think
about it.
though that from what we see off Fami, what we've seen so far, I think she is a conspirator, as in like she does a lot of conspiracies, but it hasn't worked out for her for like all the times. I think like Barum being this new person coming in, he is actually the one who can actually make it work.
Make it
So
work.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
Uh-huh.
the reason why Fami fell is because she had both Asa and Denji teaming up against her plans.
Right.
You know,
yeah. I think like she
because
fundamentally doesn't understand people like Barum though, so that's
Yeah.
why it never works. Well, Barum understands people, so like the
Yes.
fact that his introduction is just reading Denji, like that makes him
Oh,
different than Devils.
yeah, it does, doesn't it? That's so fucking sick. All right, we're dancing around this time right now. What do you think is gonna happen in the next chapter? Let's
Sorry, before we do this,
write it
can
down.
we
One,
talk
two.
a bit about
chaos.
Nayuta, like, and Denji, like the final conversation they had in
Mm,
this chapter, where he's like, maybe you shouldn't hang out with me anymore. I feel like that's the thing that we should cover in this chapter. It's quite
I
important.
mean, is that what you think is gonna happen? Are they done? Is it over?
I think it's over
Yeah.
for Denji, as in like Denji is separating himself from Nayuta.
I mean, yeah. Let's talk about it. Do you think they will be separated in the next chapter? Will they be? Will it be Denji and Naruto together no more? They don't have a home, so
Mm, I think so. I
I
For a
mean,
more interesting story, they should.
yeah, thinks it seems like it. It seems like it. God, please, I don't want it. Oh no. Oh god.
It hurts so much, dude.
Dude, fuck.
Her
Fuck.
face is so distraught when she wants to get out. It's just such a sad face.
Dude, her face, her expressions this whole chapter are devastating, man. Stop.
I feel so bad for Nayuta, dude. Like, Denji is very resilient. He has bounced back from many things, and he now has Chainsaw Man to comfort himself. But like, Nayuta, what does she have now?
Doesn't have the dogs, doesn't have the cat.
And doesn't have her brother. She's just alone in a cruel world now,
Oh
and angry
god.
Yeah, I think the
and
only,
sad.
I guess,
Mm.
loose thread she has of connection is Fami and Asa. Because
Oh no,
she knows Asa, she knows Fami. That's the two people that's of importance that we know she knows.
maybe Kishibe también.
Sorry, what you say?
Maybe Kishibe too.
Hmm, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, she did meet Kishibe before. That is true.
Yeah, I think he's gone. As in, like when he gave it to Denji, he's like, peace out.
He dipped. He's done. He has not been back since then. I don't think he has been back since then. But yeah. Oh god. Okay. Just next chapter. I said it. I think we're getting Barem versus Denji. Denji took out his lackeys. Now Barem's gonna step up, and I think he's going to roast. He's gonna cook him up. He's gonna take Denji down. It's gonna be a lot of fire.
It's gonna be a fire chapter, dude.
We're gonna have Denji burning again, which is probably gonna look sick as hell. And I think we might have Fake Saw appear.
Ooh. Fake
That's
Saw
right.
has appeared twice to quote unquote save Denji or finish up his job. So
We're gonna have Fake Saw appear and kill Denji, beat Denji. He's gonna be
okay.
because the guy went on TV and said, "I'm Chainsaw Man." So if he,
I mean,
everyone believes this is the real Chainsaw Man, and then he will transform and defeat the evil bad Chainsaw Man that everybody sees as a monster, and then
I
the
mean,
hero, the hero Chainsaw Man will be
he,
born.
he did hold falling back for a bit, you know? That's quite a feat, you know?
Yes, and
He's pretty strong.
he's he could be pretty strong, and I think working with Barem, he can get carried. You know, like Barem can carry the fake saw to a victory versus Denji together, and then they're like the hero team, and then they take over the country, right? Like that's the plan.
I'm not sure if Fake Saw will work with Baron if he appears next chapter.
They,
I mean,
why?
yeah,
I feel like he
he
might have
faced
his own agenda.
Sure, but
yes,
why not? Who
that's
cares?
My stock
like
for next chapter are Baron Boobies. That's it.
Oh, okay. And
my question, my most important question, what I wonder every day is how is Denji gonna get close now?
Sorry, what?
how's he gonna get close?
How is
How's he gonna get what?
close
Oh,
now?
He, then
he
he's
survived before.
yeah, he's scammed on the streets. He knows how to get by. You know, in the dire circumstances, he's done it before.
Probably gonna steal it from some homeless people.
Or a dead corpse?
Or of
That too.
course, or steal Miri's fit, dude. Steal Miri
Oh yeah,
for
steal his clothes. Let's go.
$100.
Or maybe
Uh,
he steals Baron's clothes, and then we get to see the Baron movies.
hopefully, yeah. Any
I think
any
I think they're way too big for him.
last predictions on the chapter before we end this discussion?
I think well something like very trivial and all, but like I feel like you guys have read Devilman, right?
Which one?
You guys have read Devilman, no?
Devilman,
Yeah,
yes.
I've not read Devilman, but I watched Crybaby.
Well, in the manga, there is a moment where they start bringing juggernauts with miniguns to kill all the demons.
Yeah,
I hope they do something similar with the squad that's in charge of killing the Fate Chainsaw Man. Like, give me some guys with jumpsuits and flamethrowers.
Yeah.
do
We
you
get
think
some,
they're gonna bring out the people who beat all the fake Chainsaw Man next chapter?
yeah, some armored infantry, something. Okay.
Actual soldiers.
Maybe we'll see. We
Not
shall
seen. We
see.
have
We
not
shall
seen
see
soldiers.
in a week here, a little over a week here. We will be back for that chapter discussion. We'll have a special discussion next week. Thank you, all my guests, for coming. Thank you, all the listeners, for listening. It was a great
Thank you
chapter.
for having me.
We will see you all next time. Like, subscribe, comment, etc. Goodbye.